Welcome to Mindful Bipolar Talks, where we explore love, relationships, identity, and mental health from a compassionate, honest, and very human perspective. If you're new here, please take a second to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us grow a mindful and supportive community for everyone living with bipolar disorder or loving someone who does. Today's topic is raw, real, and something many of us have struggled with: mania or love. 10 ways to tell the difference if you have bipolar. Let's start with a very honest question. Have you ever fallen in love so quickly, so intensely, that it felt like your heart was 5 steps ahead of your life? Like you're already picturing the wedding, the house, the kids, and the matching bathrobes within days of meeting someone? If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. I've been there too, and many of us who live with bipolar disorder have danced in that beautiful, dizzying space between mania and what we believe is love. But here's the truth. Sometimes it is love. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's our brain, our chemistry, and our disorder hijacking our sense of connection, timing, and judgment. Ever wonder how to know if your feelings are rooted in love, or if mania is driving the car? The magnetic pull of mania. Mania and hypomania can make the world feel electric. People seem more interesting. Ideas feel more brilliant. Emotions feel more vivid. And falling in love while in that state? It's like being the star of your own romantic movie. You're alive, inspired, unstoppable. Suddenly, the person you just met feels like they were destined for you. I can't tell you how many times I felt that surge, like I just knew this person was the one. My heart would leap ahead before my mind could catch up. I'd get swept up in a story of fate, passion, and connection so strong it defied logic. But here's the catch: logic matters. And when the mania fades, so does the magic. I'd look back and wonder, was I ever really in love? Or was I just riding a biochemical wave? From fantasy to frustration. In those moments of clarity, after the episode passed, I'd sometimes feel confused, even embarrassed. I'd wonder how I could have believed so strongly in something that now felt totally out of sync with who I am. I'd find myself in relationships that weren't just mismatched, they were emotionally unsafe. Some partners were controlling. Some were emotionally unavailable. Others were in chaos themselves. But at the time it all felt right. The intensity masked the reality. The high drowned out the warning signs. And slowly, painfully, I had to accept that part of the problem was me. Or rather, my impulsive decisions while manic or hypomanic. It wasn't about shame. It was about awareness. When did you first realize that your manic choices were affecting your love life? Love is real, even if you're bipolar. Let's pause here and make one thing very, very clear. You are worthy of love. You are capable of real, meaningful connection. And you can absolutely fall in love and be loved back in a healthy, reciprocal way. Being bipolar doesn't mean you don't deserve love. It just means that sometimes, you have to be more thoughtful and patient in how you navigate your emotions and your relationships. It's not about denying yourself love. It's about protecting your heart while honoring your mind. Have you ever held back from love because you feared your bipolar diagnosis made you too much? The brain chemistry of love versus mania. Here's something science tells us that most people don't know. Love and mania might feel similar, but they activate totally different reward circuits in the brain. Yep. Falling in love triggers some of the same brain areas as addiction. Those warm, glowing dopamine hits. But mania lights up another set of areas entirely. The energy, the urgency, the godlike confidence. That's not Cupid. That's chemistry. There's nothing wrong with either experience, but mistaking one for the other can cause serious emotional harm, not just to us, but to the people we involve in our emotional roller coasters. Wouldn't it be nice if we had a little check engine light in our brain to tell us which state we were in? Loneliness, depression, and settling for less. Now let's swing to the other side, depression. When you're deep in a depressive episode, loneliness becomes this loud, aching presence. And love, or even the idea of love, feels like the only thing that might make the pain stop. I've made choices in depression that weren't rooted in joy or desire, but in desperation, just needing to feel something. just needing someone to hold me so I didn't feel so empty. The problem? Those relationships were often one-sided, codependent, or damaging. I ignored red flags. I convinced myself it was better to be in any relationship than be alone. But love built on emptiness doesn't hold. When have you settled for connection simply because you didn't want to feel the void? 10 mindful ways to check if it's love or mania. Okay, let's get to the heart of today's episode. 10 ways to tell if what you're feeling is genuine love or a manic illusion. Take a breath. Grab a notebook. Reflect on these, especially when your heart's racing with excitement. 1. Are you intensely affectionate toward everyone lately? If the whole world feels wonderful and magical, not just your partner, you might be in a manic phase where your heart is wide open to everyone. Check the pattern. Is it them that's special, or is it just that everything feels supercharged? 2. Is your brain constantly racing? If you're thinking about them nonstop, or about a million other things, it could be mania, not genuine emotional connection. Can you sit still with your thoughts, or are they spiraling too fast to grasp? 3. Have you made big financial gestures recently? Did you spend beyond your means to impress them? Lavish gifts, expensive dates, new clothes? Mania often comes with impulsive spending. Ask yourself, would I have done this if I were emotionally stable? 4. Is this the only new thing in your life, or one of many? If you've suddenly taken up 5 hobbies, rearranged your furniture, planned a trip, and fallen in love, you might be manic. When your whole life feels new at once, it's harder to tell what's real. 5. Do you share true common ground, or are you mimicking their interests? Are you suddenly into things you've never cared about, just because they are? If it feels like you're acting, rather than connecting, it might be mania trying to fit you into a story. 6. Are you feeling overly grand or magical yourself? Do you feel invincible? Like everything is perfect, and nothing can go wrong? That kind of inflated self-image is more common in mania than in love. 7. How's your sleep, appetite, and energy? Big shifts in sleep patterns, eating less, and having endless energy can all be signs of a manic or hypomanic state. Physical clues are powerful emotional indicators. Listen to your body. 8. Is the relationship overly focused on sex? Is the intimacy real? Or just a constant compulsive drive? Mania can heighten sexual desire in ways that don't reflect actual emotional connection. Is this about love, or just stimulation? 9. Have you made a list of what you want in a partner, while stable? Knowing what you need when you're emotionally balanced can help you stay grounded during intense feelings. Compatibility matters when you're high, low, or balanced, not just in the highs. 10. How do you define love when you're stable? Reflect on this deeply. What does real love feel like to you when your mood is steady? What changes when you're in a manic or depressive state? This is a powerful self-awareness tool that can reshape your relationships forever. Final thoughts. You deserve love. But you also deserve safety. To all my bipolar warriors out there, you are not broken. You are not too much. You are not unlovable. You are worthy of relationships that are kind, stable, and supportive. But protecting your heart means getting to know your patterns. It means pausing before saying forever. It means giving yourself the gift of reflection, so that when you love, you can do it fully, safely, and with your whole heart. Because love should lift you, not spin you out of control. You are allowed to take your time. You are allowed to ask questions. And you are allowed to say no to any love that costs you your peace. Thank you for being here with me today on Mindful Bipolar Talks. If this episode touched you, please like, comment, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Let's keep this conversation going. Disclaimer. This podcast episode is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice or therapy. Always consult with a licensed professional before making decisions about your mental health or relationships. Until next time, love thoughtfully, live mindfully, and be gentle with yourself. You're doing the best you can, and that's more than enough.